Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jesus Lopez, sales engineer here at ESET. Today, I want to talk to you about a fundamental shift in the cybersecurity landscape. We reach a point where what once was considered premium security is now the bare minimum required to keep a business safe. The threats have evolved, and our defenses have evolved with them. That's exactly why we're here today, to discuss the transition from ESET Protect Entry to ESET Protect Advanced, and why making that jump is a critical move for your organization. As you can see on the agenda here, we have a highly focused session planned for you today. We're going to kick things off by addressing the 0-day challenge. We will take a quick look at an article that one of our malware researchers wrote regarding EDR killers. From there, we will pivot to the solution by introducing ESET LiveGuard. Next, we'll discuss why Advanced is the new standard. Then, we will get out of the slides for a live demo. I'll jump directly into the management console to show you how seamless the activation is. Finally, we will wrap up the key takeaways and next steps, making sure you have a clear, actionable path forward to easily right-size your environment's protection. Let's go ahead and dive right into the first point. To understand the current threat landscape, we just need to look at what's happening with the gentleman ransomware gang. ESET's research recently analyzed their internal operations and found something deeply concerning. This group isn't just selling ransomware. They're actively developing and supplying the affiliates with an evolving suite of EDR killers. These are specialized tools designed specifically to bypass or disable traditional endpoint detection systems. This is exactly why basic reactive antivirus is no longer enough. The adversaries are actively engineering ways to dismantle your baseline defenses. This is where ESET LiveGuard Advanced changes the game. By moving the analysis to a secure cloud sandbox, we intercept and detonate these threats like these emerging EDR killers in an isolated environment before they can even execute on your local machines and attempt to disable your security. You can go ahead and read more about the gentleman gang at welivesecurity.com. I was checking my LinkedIn account a few days ago and found this treasure. You can't have a bad day at work if you don't go. In a perfect world, the same thing applies to endpoints. 0 clicks, total security, problem solved. Unfortunately, our users are always going to click on something, they'll download random files from the internet, or plug in mystery USBs into their machines. This is where LiveGuard comes into play. It makes sure that even if you go to work, you won't have a bad day. Now let's talk about what is LiveGuard. When files go up to the cloud, they're scanned really quick through these 4 layers. Layer number 1, advanced unpacking and scanning, the lasers. Just as malware often hides behind protected packing layers, the first layer uses specialized tools to peel away this outer coating. This allows the system to match the core sample against a vast threat database. Layer number 2, advanced machine learning detection, the neural networks. The second layer subjects the unpacked items to static analysis using classification models and deep learning. By extracting the sample's digital DNA and active features, a neural network calculates the probabilities of it being malicious. Layer number 3, experimental detection engine, the sandbox containment. The threat is placed into a highly controlled environment like a sandbox on steroids. Here, the system safely monitors the threat's behaviors across simulated full-scale operating system and generates memory dumps for precise analysis. The last layer, layer number 4, in-depth behavior analysis. And the final layer, other outputs from the sandbox like register changes, hard disk file creation, and external communication are broken down into logical blocks and deeply analyzed against known malicious patterns to make a final verdict. Why do we say Advanced is a new entry? This isn't just marketing. It is a direct response to the reality of modern business. We are seeing this shift driven by 3 main factors. First, cyber insurance. Providers are no longer satisfied with basic antivirus. To even get a policy today, or to keep your premiums from skyrocketing, underwriters are demanding more. They strictly mandate advanced threat hunting, cloud sandboxing, and full disk encryption. Second, evolving threats. Traditional signature-based detection is blind to modern, fileless, and 0-day attacks. Proactive, AI-driven defense is no longer an optional add-on. It has to be the starting line for any serious security posture. Finally, the hybrid workforce. The traditional office perimeter is gone. Today, your perimeter is an employee's living room, a local cafe, or a mobile device. Protecting that decentralized data isn't a luxury anymore. It is a daily operational necessity. Okay, now let's go ahead and move to the live demo. Let me go ahead and minimize this and let me go to the Protect console. All right, so from right here, the first thing that we'll be doing is go to More and then Subscription Management. And we just want to make sure that our subscription was upgraded. I have currently ESET Protect Elite, but if you do move to ESET Protect Advanced or higher, you will see ESET LifeGuard Advanced for endpoint security in your servers. Once you see this, we could come over to the platform modules, and then from the platform modules, we'll look for ESET LifeGuard. So we'll go ahead and select Manage. So we have two options, Optimal Protection and Basic Protection. So first, we want to make sure that we automatically enable ESET LifeGuard on new and existing devices. So we'll go ahead and turn that on. And then if you want to start small, one of the things that you could do is select Basic Protection. With Basic Protection, we're still going to send files up to the cloud, but we're not going to block it. So with this setting right here, your end users are not going to even notice that ESET LifeGuard is enabled, because even though we're still analyzing the files on the cloud, we're not stopping the files from running. It's going to take us roughly 2 or 3 minutes for us to finish scanning the files. And then once we determine that file is malicious, then we'll go ahead and block it. With Optimal Protection, as soon as any files gets dropped to the disk, ESET LifeGuard is going to catch it, block it, and make sure that it's not able to run on your systems. So Optimal Protection is going to be best once you understand how our zero-day protection works. But if you want to start with the basic protection, you could definitely do that as well. We do have a policy that you could go in there and then check and see specific settings that you like to modify. So let's say if you don't want to send scripts or documents with macros up to the cloud, you do have those type of settings. So we're not going to go over that right now, but I just want to show you the basics. All right, so the next thing that you could see once ESET starts submitting files to the cloud is that we come to the More, and then we go to Submitted Files. We could go ahead and see which files have been submitted in here. So I do have a few examples. So for the ones that are in red, let's see Nmap. So Nmap, a new version that just came out, I went ahead and downloaded, and ESET LifeGuard saw it as a potentially unsafe application. So we give you an AI description. You can go ahead and click on Show More Details. You can see more information in here. In this case, it does let you know that it could be used both for legitimate reasons or malicious purposes. So this is the reason why this is classified as unsafe application. If we go down, you can see more information. You can see all the behaviors that we're looking for or that it found on this specific piece of executable. So it gives you a lot of information with this submitted report. I have another one. So this was classified as malware. Go ahead and pretty much go down here, and then we could see this executable right here. They get classified as malware. It gives you more information with the summary, but you could keep going down, and then you can see the analyzed behaviors. We do provide you dynamic analysis, processes, operations, API logs. You have everything in here for you. All right, so let me go back to the ESET Protect console. But that's how easy it is going to be to get started with ESET LifeGuard. Once your license or your subscription gets upgraded, you go into the platform modules, you enable the solution, and you just wait. If you come to the dashboard, we'll give you a high-level overview. So ESET LifeGuard. This is pretty much live statistics, worldwide usage. So you can see detections in the last 24 hours, last 30 days, last 12 months. And then on the right, you can see information for your specific environment. So analyze samples and results, top computers with detections, top computers with submitted files, and so on. All right, let me go ahead and go back to the PowerPoint now, and we could go ahead and finish up. And let me go ahead and do this. All right, perfect. As we wrapped up, I want to emphasize that upgrading to ESET Protect Advanced right-sizes your security posture for the threats of tomorrow, without forcing a massive IT overhaul or making your team learn a new platform. You're simply unlocking a full potential of tools you already have, and crucially, because ESET is known for its incredibly low system footprint, you gain all this multi-layer protection without sacrificing any machine performance. On top of ESET LifeGuard Advanced, you will also be getting cloud workload protection to protect your virtual machines, mobile threat defense to protect Android devices, and MDM for iOS or an iPad. Finally, you will also be getting full disk encryption for your Windows and Macs. I want to thank you all for your time today, your continued trust in ESET, and your commitment to keep your environment secure. If you're ready to see how this looks in your specific environment, let's go ahead and talk. Reach out to your account manager or ESET reseller to discuss the upgrade path, and we will be more than happy to run a live demo of the advanced modules or set up a proof of concept. Stay safe and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.